Alright guys, we're back with another Irish whiskey today. So I'm really excited for another Irish. I really enjoyed the Tullamore Dew I reviewed a couple days ago. I really enjoyed that. So I figured I'd step it up a notch and we would go with Teeling Single Grain. Now Teeling makes a whole bunch of different products. Their most common one is just the Teeling Small Batch. Then they move, step up is going to be the Teeling Single Grain, and they also make a single malt, a couple other expressions. But as far as the single grain goes, this is actually 92 proof, so 46% alcohol. This is non-chill filtered, and it's actually aged for 5 years. So after it's aged for 5 years, they actually take it out of the barrels and they re-age it in California red wine barrels. So it's kind of a finished whiskey. I'm interested to see how that's going to change the flavor, the red wine, if it'll come through or not. So I've been digging Irish so far. I've only reviewed one. That was my first jump into Irish, but I really liked it. I really liked the flavor profile and the sherry cask finish that the Tullamore Dew had. So I'm really intrigued for this and really excited to get into it. So let's get into it. All right. Get the little cork pop here first. A little pop there, I guess, but... All right. So super excited to be branching out from bourbon a little bit. Now I've reviewed a couple scotches, a couple Irish whiskeys. It's exciting stuff. So looking at the color here first, guys, this is very light. I mean, this looks like a white wine color in my light here. Light grape, you know, the white grape color, like white grape juice. That's what it looks like. Not quite to the lightness of like an Ardbeg 10. But it's definitely heading that way. Not much barrel influence compared to bourbon, at least, for sure. So, all right, let's go into the nose here, guys. Well, I will say this has a completely different nose than the Tullamore Dew did. So apparently all Irish is not made the same. This is much more rich on the nose. It's like a creaminess almost, it smells like. Very buttery, buttery, rich. It actually smells a little dry too. It's got a dry note in there, almost like a barrel, like a barrel note you would get. Not really too much sweetness coming through on the nose. A little bit, I guess, a little bit of berry. A light berry, like a raspberry coming through, I guess. But I have to dig for it, actually. I thought with it being, you know, finished in those red wine barrels that I'd get a lot more sweetness, at least on the nose. So let's give it a sip here, guys. Cheers. Wow. Yeah. I like it. I like it. That same buttery feeling you were getting on the nose, you also get on the mouth. I think that the non-chill filtering leaves a nice coating in the mouth. It's very, very oily, very thick, and even looking at the glass here, it's very oily on the glass. It just is very, very buttery richness. More fruit note on the mouth. The palate definitely has a little bit more of that red berry. So raspberry, almost like maybe a little bit of a strawberry note even. Like the fresh red ripe fruits is what I would say. Medium finish. I'd say the finish actually goes towards the a little bit more of a dry spice note on the back of the tongue, actually. Being 92 proof, I really only get those type of notes typically, if at least in bourbon, when it's like a higher rye mash bill. So maybe it's some kind of spice note, like a peppery note coming through. I think that barrel influence is more what it is, actually, like a you know, the wood notes coming through. I mean, it's only 5 years aged, but it actually has kind of a dusty wood nose. I mean, along with that buttery richness, it's more on the back end, that dusty wood, but it's a different dusty wood note than what you get in like a bourbon. It's got a definite richness to it. Yeah, it's just so easy to drink. I'm not getting as much of the sweeter, juicier fruits as I was with the Tullamore Dew. I think maybe the sherry influence is more predominant for those fruit notes than what the red wine is. But either way, I mean, this is definitely a better whiskey. I'll say that for sure. It's much more rich, leaves a much better flavor in your mouth. It's a lot more complex, I would say. It's really good. It's really good, guys. I'm not getting a big grain note. I've been worried about, with a couple Irish whiskeys I've heard, you know, there can be that grain forward, kind of metallic-y, sting you kind of note, and I'm definitely not getting that in this. This is just smooth, rich, buttery. That's definitely got it going for it. This bottle, I think I paid about $60-ish for. Could be 50 to 60. I'm not 100% sure. About 50 to 60, I think. And again, I'm new to Irish, so you guys can definitely correct me down in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I really like this. I think this is definitely a good option as far as Irish goes. I'm definitely going to be branching more into Irish now. I do have plans to review Redbreast 12, the cask strength, coming up. That's going to be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that one. Really excited about that one because I've heard great things about that. But this is good. I would definitely pick this up again. This is going to be really easy to drink. I mean, it's just so rich. It's definitely got that a better Irish profile than what the Tullamore Dew had. So I'm really curious to see how this will change when the bottle opens up a little bit. See if it'll get better, get worse. I would also like to compare this to the small batch, or even the single malt that they have, the different expressions. If any of you guys have had that, please do let me know what you think of those expressions. How does it compare to the single grain? For a beginner to Irish, I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. What's your go-to Irish whiskey? What's your everyday Irish, if you will? So let me know down in the comments about that. Thank you so much for watching the review today, guys. If you liked what you saw, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon page I just launched if you want to check it out. A lot of exclusive content and things you can only get if you are a patron over there. So check it out, patreon.com/Bourbinsane. Thank you so much for sticking with me, guys. Stay insane.